Vikram. Vikram.
Hello and welcome to Cinemondo Grrls Edition. Look who's back!
Oh, hey y'all!
Elizabeth!
What is up? So glad to see everyone.
Our Vikram review is a tiny bit late because I really wanted to get Elizabeth in on this one, and I know you all did too. So you're welcome.
Life has been very busy, you guys. I apologize. But
There's a lot of transition happening. Things are going on. But you're back.
yes.
Hopefully a lot more of them. So yes, the big news is we're doing a Vikram review. We both have watched it a couple times actually, and so now we're ready to go. We did do a review with the rest of the Cinemondo gang in a separate video, but this is girls only, so it's going to be a whole different thing.
This movie was fucking nuts. Mm-hmm. It was
please
bonkers,
go on.
Bonkers. I was not ready for. I think this is probably the most like intense movie I've watched for the show yet. Very gritty, very like. What did I say? I posted about it on social and was like, "Holy plot twist, Batman!" Like, I mean, I'm used to this at this point. This very fast paced, like, but wait, or like double agent, or different face, depending on who you're watching.
Switcheroo.
Yes, yeah, major switcheroo. But this one got me in a way that like surprised me and will stick with me. I will remember this one.
Yes, I think part of that is due that great actor.
Oh my god! I mean,
Kamal Haasan. Oh my god, so good,
so good, so good. And now I remember us doing the reaction to the music video.
Yes, so fun.
That was so like I was so confused at the time. I was like, "Who is this man?" And like, what is this Beavis and Butthead like dance? Like, what is happening?
Strange dance.
And now in context, I'm like, Oscar, this
So
man, like,
good.
so good, because I totally was just like got it all. Like, was just sitting there, like, director palm of the hand. I was exactly where they wanted me to be, and just like when they start to do reveals in this one, it is hella fun, you guys. Like, really, really.
So fun.
And he's I am very attracted to talent. By the end of this film, fully like would just be chilling at a divorcee bar at happy hour, and Kamal Haasan could just come over and like you were going on a date. Yeah, it would not be hard.
Those eyes, I cannot lie.
Like,
those eyes are amazing.
Yeah, I dug it. I was a fan.
I did too. I mean, I thought the plot twists were great because, like, I feel like you and I, we watch everything. We've seen a million movies. We've seen a lot of horror. Like, our genre is the plot twist, crazy. Give me more of that. So
a little jaded when it comes to, I think we've just seen a lot in that. You're right.
So the fact that they were actually able to fool me, like opening scene, like, and there will be some spoilers. We're not going to spoil the whole thing, but we will talk about spoilers. The opening scene totally fooled me. I was sold. I was like, what? I thought the whole movie is basically going to be a flashback on how we got here.
Right.
I can't believe that.
That's how it's
set up. Hassan. What? How did?
I'm watching it with Eric, and like off the bat, because he's watched a handful with me before, and he was like, well, this is different, and I was like. This is a different one here. I kind of take me there. This is like, what is happening?
And it had a little bit of a wink. Like it was a very serious, like, plot line following through, destroying drug cartels, getting revenge, black ops. Like, it was very serious, great action picture, but it also had, and it, there was a lot of tragedy, but it had, maybe it's Kamal because he had that little bit of a wink. You always feel like he was aware of the sort of sneakiness.
Totally. And I think the way that he and, excuse me for getting his name, I need to look up the actor, the officer, our
Agent Omar, the cop. Yeah.
He, like, their dynamic created space for this really cool sort of like, it's almost like cheeky, like it's a super heavy subject matter, and it's definitely like very gritty, like all the action you're seeing, but the cat and mouse playfulness definitely added a lot to both of their performances and to the story.
Totally. And then also it was a little bit of a contrivance, but I thought it was fun for the overall concept of the film was the grandson who was sensitive to noise, and if he heard too many, like a sudden loud noise, he'd have a seizure, and it was very dangerous. And so I thought,
so when that happened, when they introduced this in the beginning, I am forever the English literature student, and I'm taking note, like going to be talking about this. Want to, take notes on things that are sticking out to me. Definitely took a note down that said Chekhov's seizure induced by loud noise fatality. Like this will be coming back, like the Chekhov's gun in the third act. Like
if you show me this in the first act,
then it's going to happen where we're like, save the baby, and it's going to be so loud. Like something where this is definitely going to be a payoff. And
my God, this child.
Did they pay off with that? And I'm like about to write a letter to whoever's parents let them be the kid in this movie. Like it's just like, I'm sure it was a very controlled environment for that child actor, that infant actor. Like
so cute.
Oh
it was killing me how cute this child was.
Seriously, like amazing. Yeah.
So cute. And so you were instantly like, don't look at him too hard. Be careful. Like it was everything. But I love the scene where the big fight is breaking out. So, Vikram runs into the kid's bedroom, puts on the headphones, runs out with the baby, and it's like, everybody be quiet. We can just keep fighting, but we have to be quiet. So then he puts the baby. I love that everyone's like, oh, okay. So they all start fighting. And what the hell is that?
But it was moments like that just so kept it. It kept it very fun, like almost like it was a fun ride.
It was so fun. And yet they had some edginess. Like that's what was so fun about too, is that there were stakes.
Yes.
And
we don't always get in these like.
No, you feel very safe. Like he'll never die, and that'll be fine. Because it just didn't feel like that kind of.
Well, with the epic hero comes the expectation. I think that we're following the winner of this story. Right. Like we're going to be champions at the end here, and so to see a movie where seemingly from go they're like killing their darlings and like just really sort of all over the place with all bets are like you're right. There were stakes. It was definitely. The tension was real in a way I don't know that we felt in a movie recently because of how they were able to show us like what they were willing to do with these characters.
And the characters are very vivid. Like I thought, the Fahadh Faasil played the Agent Amar, the cop who was kind of tracking, it was kind of seeing through the plot. Like why was he trying to figure out why this nice grandpa would be, involved? Why would they want to kill him? I loved his relationship with his wife too, because that could have been really like super like rote. Like I love that, she wanted to get married. He was late to the wedding, didn't show up. And then she was actually had some really cool things to say. The relationship seemed complicated. It seemed like there was a lot of chemistry. I love that it wasn't a throwaway.
It wasn't. And that's something that I feel because these movies tend to be like very full feature, like very, really like take their time, literally. So when we do get those half fleshed out sort of relationships, it feels like there definitely could have been more energy allocated to that part of the story. And in this sense, I feel like they made a point to fill that in, have her be like there was some autonomy to her character. It was very nice to see, at all with any of the side relationships, but especially like with a woman at the center.
Right. And then I love the idea that he just didn't want her to know anything about his job because he didn't want her to be like corrupted by it or in danger. And sure enough, when he finally like lets her take a peek at his life, like seeing his setup,
so brutal.
And it's horribly, tragically, terribly shocking, like stunningly terrible, like so harsh. I just was like, what the hell? So that happened, and then I kept thinking this has to be another trick because this character was so good and it was so complicated, and no, it wasn't. It was kind of and I have to say that's another point too. Loved Agent Tina.
Oh my gosh,
sequence with Agent Tina. She was amazing.
So good.
I wanted to smack that woman who was like, who, what, why do I have to call the police? What? I'm like, dude, you are wasting time right now. Do you see these people at the door?
What is happening?
What's happening? So then Agent Tina breaks it out, right? I have to say
Yeah,
though,
that
in this
was
film,
rad. That was
women
rad.
did not do. I mentioned this in the other review. Women did really badly in this film. They did not fare well. Not a
No,
single female character did well. We had the prostitute who was actually adorable, and they ended up.
she
You know, she's like, he
was
changed me to the bed, and he goes out the window, and then she was very
so
cute.
cute.
But still, that was another vivid character who was kind of,
I know.
you know, sad ultimately. And then, you know, of course, all the women in the film ended terribly. So I was like, okay.
Which I that's not something like in a vacuum I'm going to get upset about, because
No, I wasn't upset, but I was like,
but it is like, oh,
I would like to have seen Tina.
I want a roundup spinoff with all the women. Like they're all really great.
I would like to see a spinoff with Agent Tina's story.
For
I want to
sure.
see, how did this woman get so badass? So
Yes.
she was amazing. I would love to see a whole new movie
Oh,
of Vikram, Agent
I
Tina.
watched that scene several times
It was so good.
because it's just very unexpected, cathartic, just
Mhm.
badass. That was
It was so
really cool
great.
moment.
I loved it. And then I didn't love, like, more on the humor side. They had the elevator scene where you know, the cop was having a serious discussion. The door kept opening and he kept shutting it, opening and shutting it. And everyone's watching. So that was very cute. And then they had some great action stuff. I mean, the CGI was a little dicey in some of the scenes.
You know, I'm somebody
not bad, but a little.
I guess I just don't look for bad CGI because it has to be so bad that for me not to notice it because another person brought it up. Now, when someone says something, I see the seams everywhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. But
I
like,
don't want to see it either.
I go, well, you work more in the industry. Like, I go as such a willing participant in the audience that I like gloss. Like, I'll just sort of like not,
just,
you know, but
have at it.
Yeah, no, there are some remarkable instances of terrible CGI that I can not see. Like The Mist was one where I was like,
yeah, that wasn't
what's happening. I love this movie, but the CGI. So I was fine with it.
Very minor quibbles considering. And then, you know, I love the, like,
but this is someone who you and I were watching a trailer where there's like 100 lions. Yes. And I'm like, those lions are beautiful. And you were like, yeah, whoever did the CGI. And I'm just like, oh.
And I don't want to be that person.
Right.
Sometimes it just stands out to me.
Right,
like,
you are, because they didn't get live lions in an arena to like.
They did. They're all trained, all treated very well,
and then hug a person. Okay,
they're all very cute.
So I'm there to believe the CGI. But anyway, continue.
Oh well, anyway, so you know they had great stuff like the Canon POV. They had that the great scene. You know, a great cathartic scenes where everybody's getting blown away. You know, it's just great stuff. And you know, it ended on a fantastic, and we're going to do a reaction to just the last scene because the last scene is great. The Rolex reveal.
Oh gosh, yes.
That actor was so fun.
Good. And
so
the
good.
name, like, Rolex. I love it.
You know he's badass.
I love it. Like, I'm like
very high class.
And give me the sequel, please.
So good. So, you know, there's that great ending. It had a great beginning. It had some fantastic stuff. All I do. So I thought this was a really solid action film. Some of it was a little contrived, but I am fine with a little contrived because it worked for me and the story. So I'm good.
This is now rivaling KGF2 for me on favorites we've done for the show.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah.
Until we talk about the next like war. I'm sure y'all will see me in the next video be like, actually,
this one's better than both of those. We haven't seen Vikram Rona yet. I don't know how that's going to go. So, all right, you guys. So that was our semi-spoilerific Grrls review, full movie review to Vikram. Elizabeth is back. She's going to be back a lot more. So don't worry. She'll be back.
Love you.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.